What's up, YouTube? What's up, Twitch? How y'all doing? I hope y'all having a good day. Because shoot, I know I started late, and for this stream, I will be giving my review and breakdown of just the Batman movie, just for anybody who want to hear. Because my review of the Batman movie is kind of like I probably got to break it down in terms of characters, what I think could be a good thing, bad thing. But but time for me, in my opinion, and stuff like that, it's like this Batman movie for me, it's actually like it's not bad. It's not actually a bad movie as I think it was, but the movie for me it was kind of like a slow burn movie, everything like that. But the movie still was good in its own way, in my opinion. But everybody different on that. So, some people like I kind of like the slow burn type of movie for this type of Batman, but the thing was not a bad movie for me. It wasn't a bad, sound like a real bad movie for me. It wasn't bad, but 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 time for me, right? What I think, but the Batman movie was kind of like a good thing. What kind of good thing in my opinion? Um, in my opinion, um, but kind of like in my opinion, this the movie could have had more action, but the movie was good though. Be, because the thing about the Riddler is like you could have had that. But kind of in my opinion, right? This should have had someone else besides the Riddler to be like the muscle, I think, and stuff like that. In my opinion, but everybody different on that. But kind of my opinion, if y'all got any questions based on the Batman movie, what I like, don't like, if y'all had any questions, anything like that. But then, in my opinion, kind of like in my opinion, I know I kind of late because I had technical issues and stuff like that. I had to deal with just dealing with this movie and plus some Batman news, everything like that. Um, that I just got to deal with and stuff like that. But the thing about my opinion, right? If y'all got questions based on what I liked about the Batman movie, then I'll be glad to answer it. Just for anybody who got questions about it. And this isn't like for anybody who want to come in, anything like that. Uh, because think about, in my opinion, right, based on based on the disappointment I was hope that kind of like the stuff that I was hoping for this movie to um some of the disappointment that I had based on stuff I seen that some people were hoping to be. But the thing about it, right, to be like the this new Batman movie, I think in my opinion, it's not a bad movie. It's everybody wanted to be, in my opinion. It wasn't actually bad. It wasn't actually bad in my opinion. Oh, it it wasn't actually a bad movie as everybody was hoping to be, but the movie wasn't. I can't say the movie was good, but it wasn't like um. It was kind of like a for a Batman movie. As I said, it wasn't a bad movie for a Batman movie. Because like things I was hoping to see in this movie for origin movie and for some new stuff for origin movie is actually good in my opinion. Be, because because think about this origin movie seemed like it was a realistic type of take. I think some of that in my opinion for this movie for me in my opinion it's actually a good thing to be like um just in my opinion to be like a good thing. Um for like me in my opinion because like for me right for me right in my opinion for me right like in my opinion and stuff like that like this movie was actually a good first origin movie I think in my opinion therefore the new version of Matt Reeves tried to bring up it was actually a good thing because like for some people think that the movie was bad. Some people think it was good. Some people think it was too because like for me because like for me right in my opinion some people like it, some people don't. But then but for like for me right in my opinion I do think this movie right here could be like in my opinion could be good a bad thing. Some people will like it, some people don't. They can't. It won't be a bad. It's actually a good thing and stuff like that. But the thing about for me, right, in my opinion, but the kind of like stuff I'm seeing, the kind of like thing I'm seeing and stuff like that, sound like time for movies. Some people are saying this movie is not that Batman, but then for me, I kind of agree with them to a point. But the thing is like people just need to C, that's not actually the just the Matt Reeves foot just wasn't pulling for I think in my opinion that was thing that people just don't get time for like movies like this different version of Batman or different kind of interpretation he was trying to pull off the Zodiac killer which I think wasn't bad for me, right? In my opinion, it wasn't bad in my opinion for it. But the other thing is that I hope they could be good or bad. Everything else like that, like oh, wait a minute. If y'all got questions, based on the movie that y'all want to, Film Release, what's up, man? If you want to come in, I got the link in the chat. If you want to come in, be if you got questions and stuff like that. Oh, shoot the charger. Oh, shoot. Oh, so your charger. Uh oh. Uh uh oh. Oh shoot. I'm sorry for that, man. Because you might need to get that you might need to get one of universal type of charger and stuff like that. I think that'd be better. I think, in my opinion, for you to get the universal type of charger for your laptop, anything, cell phones, because it's what I get sometimes. Um, because like for me, right? This Batman movie for me, right, was actually the sunlight that Matt Reeves said this movie based on the Zodiac killer, which I I am not opposed to using, which I'm not opposed to using, but it was a good idea. But did you like the on the Batman movie? Shoot, I did like the Batman movie. I did like it, and plus my rating for the Batman movie is like at 8.5. 8.5 to a 8.8. Round up to a 9, I think, in my opinion. But I'm rating about an 8.5 to an 8.8. But the thing about it, I can't give it a masterpiece yet. I can't give it a masterpiece. I can't. Be, be, because the thing about it, this was a good first movie, in my opinion. There was a good idea. This was a good first movie. Some people, for me, right? It's kind of like giving this movie overhyped type of stuff. I think in my to be like a Matt. The Matt removes were good. Mine's an 8.5 and up, and plus in letter grade, I give it a B minus. I give it a B minus. But my problems with the movie, I got problems, and plus I like certain characters in the movie. Um, be because like for me, right? This movie for me could have been. It could have been a lot more action in the movie. Because the thing about me, right, if that it was showing him it was showing him for me, right. Um, it was showing him sound like people, right. In my opinion, that could have good action. They should have shown him going around the city solving puzzles, I think, like that. Um, like in my opinion, they could have like a better. It should have been a better thing, which I think, in my opinion, but everybody's different on that, though. In my opinion, because the action was good in this movie, everything like that. I like the action in the movie, but it should have had a little bit more action to it, but it should have had somebody besides the Riddler just being the villain in this movie, just to push this Batman, because this Batman was he was kind of pushing this movie. But the thing, in my opinion, right, is like this should have like a physical threat. If y'all know what I mean by that, because the thing about it, sound like the Riddler could have been like the mental threat, the mental threat. If they could have had somebody that was beating up people, going around the city, um, Batman just missing them, everything like that, and Batman just to help them victims and stuff like that, or some of the people, and people think that he doing it, and he got to figure out who actually beating up the people besides the threat, the Riddler, because that's what we all know, that the Riddler just don't go around beating up people, everything else like that. Something like all the Riddlers we seen in this one right here do not do it. Um, be, because that's what, if you look at the movie, the Riddler saying this movie is like he just the mental of it. Is he not actually the how could I say it? Other thing say? Uh, uh, because like for me, right, the kind of like stuff I did see, I wanted to see, but everybody differently. Be, because like for me, right, what I like about this movie is like the slow burn movie wasn't all boring because think about it be a whole lot of slow burn movies um as the just as boring type of action most of the time what I be seeing. It just be slow burn without a payoff most of the time for some people. And everybody different on that. But but the thing about me, right, which I do want to see, like in the future dealing with Batman movies, it is like they do need more action scenes, in my opinion. So like people might not like me saying that, but the thing about the next movie, we do not need another slow burn type movie like this. But the thing about they can have like how can I say this? What's the? Oh yeah, oh yeah, you and me both. You and me both. You and me both. Um, yep. I love how Batman was bulletproof. Yeah, I actually like that as well too. I actually like that as well. Because thing about me, in my opinion, is like Batman being like bulletproof was actually a good plus. Because some people just would think that it's not um some people just think that him being bulletproof on year two wouldn't be like reasonable. But the thing about me, in my opinion, like I do think him being bulletproof and him being the Gotham is actually a good thing. Because think like if you look at it, Batman, and everybody else, which I see and stuff like that, do do need to be they do need to be, in my opinion, on that just me in my opinion, that they do need to be in the next movie. I think, in my opinion, it need more action. Because think about they show Batman breaking up crimes and stuff like that, but if that next movie it's like they need to show Batman breaking up more little gangs and stuff like that, and him helping out the cops, and him the cops is actually trusting him a little bit more in the next movie, because the next movie cannot be, in my opinion, right? Y'all might like it, y'all might not. The next movie is Batman do not need, like in my opinion, this Batman going through that nobody not trusts. That just me. That just me, in my opinion. Y'all might like the opinion, you might not. But the next movie cannot be having, like in my opinion, the Batman going the Batman not having the trust of the police department unless they feel dirty, and this having and this and put for the next movie cannot be year three or year four. It got to be him having somewhat of a footing inside of it. It'd be a year five, six, or a little bit, or or have him like in the future of Gotham. Because think about it, the next movie can't be 6 months later. It can't be 6 months later. It can't be. It can't be 6 months later. It can't be a year later. Can't be 2 years later. It got to be 3 years or more later. From this movie. And that just me, in my opinion, about that. Because think about it, if you put 6 months later, you kind of still got that love hate relationship thing. But you put it a year later, you probably could do it a year later, but I wouldn't like it. But two, no, you do about 3 years later after this movie. You can have, like, in my opinion, um, Robert Pattinson balancing just being Bruce Wayne. Um, had him be Bruce Wayne and Batman a little bit more. If you had him a little bit over, I think, in my opinion, that would be a good thing. But everybody is different on that part. Like, if you like the movie just being Batman and stuff like that, it's like the Batman movie is not actually. It's not actually a bad movie. It's not actually a bad movie, but the slow burn movie, but kind of like in my opinion, but kind of like a good idea, kind of good and bad at the same time. If you look at it, it's good and bad idea at the same time. But everybody different on that though. Everybody different on that. Because think about, for me, right, to be Batman and for him to be getting hit and stuff like that, I think his fighting skills should have been a little bit better. Because think about, when you look at everybody else Batman, sound like Ben Affleck Batman is a little bit older, so I understand that. He wouldn't allow nobody to hit him because that's what he got, fighting skills, everything like that. And plus, we still need a Ben Affleck Batman movie, in my opinion. We still need his movie. We still need a Ben Affleck Batman movie, in my opinion. Because the thing about it, the other news said, this is not, like, in my opinion, a Batman, on Prime Batman. They said it's not Prime Batman. This the Earth 2 Batman. It says this an Earth 2 Batman. It's kind of like a little bit darker and stuff like that, which people think that, which I think, in my opinion, that some people like, some people don't. But then, in my opinion, is like this Batman, for, like, in my opinion, was actually like a good movie. It's not actually a bad movie. It's everybody. If anybody's saying, like, this a bad movie, it's not actually the bad movie, in my opinion, because the bad movie was still like Batman. Robin saw movies back in the old days. I think Batman Forever, but it's um, kind of like my guilty pleasure movie. It's not actually a bad movie. It's not actually a bad movie and stuff like that. It's everybody wants to say, but it's not actually a bad movie. The Batman Forever one, it's just not the best one. It sounds like a guilty pleasure type of movie. If y'all know what I mean by that, it's a guilty pleasure type movie. It's not a bad movie. It's everybody wanted to. It is kind of it it's it's kind of like a bad movie, but kind of not at the same time. If y'all know what I mean. It's kind of like an average movie. And this Batman movie right here, what Matt Reeves made, that they had more stakes than most Marvel movies, in my opinion. It did have more stakes than just in most Marvel movies. Sound like the Marvel people, can I be coming in here saying this movie didn't have stakes? That to be an origin movie, it had stakes, it had action to it. It should have had a little bit more action to it, and this should have had him just with um and kind of like the gadgets he had. I kind of liked it, in my opinion. The gadgets he had, especially the eye gadgets of him put the gadgets on the eyes and stuff like that, and kind of like being able to introduce the characters, facial stuff, everything like that, in my opinion. But the thing about everybody think that um because, in my opinion, some people will like it, some people don't. Kind of like things that I want to see dealing with this Batman movie. The next one is like, I want to see more action that's dealing with it, which I think, in my opinion, could be a good thing. be, because like everybody's different and different to that part. But the thing about for the on the other things I want to see dealing with this Batman coming in the future, the kind of the future I want to see just coming from this movie, which I think could be a good, bad, and everything in between. Just dealing with this movie, which I think, in my opinion, could be good, bad, or just indifferent to it. But the thing I mean, which I want to see dealing with this Batman coming in the future is like I want to see like the villains, more of the villains, which I think, in my opinion, which I think for me, right, me that them showing all the villains what they do, I actually like in this movie. Um, and 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 kind of like the stuff I want to see, which I think, in my opinion, could be kind of like that. I want to see and stuff like that. For this movie is like, in my opinion, um, if everybody don't get it, it's like I want to see more, more next movie, just how he balancing being Batman, of him just being Batman and stuff like that, because that we know, like in this movie, he couldn't really balance it out. He still had resentment. He still was being Batman and stuff like that. He wasn't really Bruce Wayne. If y'all know, if y'all know how what I'm talking about dealing with that. Because like for me, um, like we see him be Batman. He's a good Batman. Sound like, in my opinion, but everybody everybody different. Based on movies and shows and stuff like that. Oh, hey, Shamika, Shira. Hey, oh, oh yeah. Oh, you rated 7 out of 10. Oh, shucks. Because my rating was like an 8.5 though. That's my rating for it. But the movie wasn't 3 hours. Wait a minute, wait a minute. It was 2 hours or some minutes, I think. Mika. Oh, now my. Okay, okay. I I just call you by your YouTube name, Hell Goddess, or something like that. Hell, Hell Goddess. Yeah, I call you. I call you back. Um, because for me, that I think this movie just been long. Sound like, in my opinion, just because it was an origin movie. Because I mean, this was an origin Batman movie. This wasn't like, it was a good origin movie, which I think, in my opinion, well, it was a good first origin movie just for a new Batman, like for the future. And this is an Earth 2 Batman. Become the other Batman, like you saw in the Justice League. This is a different one. This a different version of Batman or something like that. People don't get what different Earth mean, but think about comic book people just will know what it means to be like a different Earth and stuff like that. Um, because this movie for me, which I think could be a good or a bad thing, um, and stuff like that. Which I think, in my opinion, stuff like that. Like, if they want to do a next Batman movie, the next Batman movie, which I think this should have, like because it teased the Joker. If y'all seen the end of the movie or this movie, they had teased the Joker in it. If Leon teased the Joker, that means that they need Sound like in my opinion, if they don't teach the Joker, they need some type of games and stuff like that war in the next movie of him, something like games still being able to take over and stuff like that, in my opinion. But everybody different on that. Because for me, in the next movie, I think that the next good physical villain could be like a sound like a Mr. Freeze type of villain or something like a Mr. Freeze or some type of other Batman villain. Sound like people might not think of. I think to use and just have like a head overall villain. Because like in my opinion, just having one villain for Batman to fight in this movie was enough. But it should have had like a physical villain, I think, for him to fight. Is that just me, right? In my opinion, of saying that, because this Batman, I think, couldn't handle more than one villain in this movie. He probably could have, but the story writing didn't allow it. So, like for me, in my opinion, which I think the story didn't allow it, which I think, in my opinion, it didn't. And kind of like for me, which I think this movie could be in the future, it could be like a good franchise. It's only if these movies, which I think, in my opinion, that do have better writing and better directing in the future. And that's just me, in my opinion, about it. Because like people who agree or not agree with it, but this origin movie, I think, in my opinion, is one of the best. It's one of the best modern takes of Riddler I've seen. Because like the Riddler from the old movie, I like that Riddler, and that's kind of like the Jim Carrey Riddler is actually good and stuff like that. I like it, but then other people might like it more than others, which I think, in my opinion, could be a good or a bad thing. But it could be a good or a bad thing, which I think, in my opinion, could be. But the other thing that I want to see going forth from this franchise is like in my opinion, for the first franchise of Rob Pattinson, they need to show him balance out being Bruce. If y'all know what I mean by that, because the thing about it, they need to show him being Bruce, in my opinion, and just not showing him just being hmm, how can I say this? Him being Batman is good, but it still needs to show him doing stuff as Bruce. If y'all know what good thing, yeah, I'm talking about dealing with that, because if you look at it, they need to show him just doing more with the company, him doing charity stuff. I think, in my opinion, that would actually be like a good thing for him to do, which I think, in my opinion, could be a good or a bad thing. But it's up to people to figure out. It's up to people to figure out that if he really Batman, stuff like that. Because like for me, in my opinion about that, is but um because like for me, right, in my opinion, but the other stuff I want to figure out of him just being Batman, which I think, in my opinion, if you actually hide it, and him being a mask for it, which I think, in my opinion, of him being Bruce and stuff like that. Because like things I want to see this dealing with this Batman, which I think could be a good or bad thing. Whatever way y'all want to take it, which I think, in my opinion, could be like a good, bad thing or something like that. It just depends how y'all take it. Um, be, be, because like for me, right, in my opinion, There could be like a good thing, which I think, in my opinion, it could be. I just say it could be a good thing, but everybody is different dealing with this Batman movie, because they might people some people I think will come in hating it, which I don't, which I think, in my opinion, could be like a good bad thing and stuff like that, which I think could be a good thing, good bad, everything in between. And this movie, I think, could be like a real good universe, um, a good universe building movie, which I think, in my opinion, could be for this Earth. Because they like, if this the Earth Two Batman, then that will mean that this Earth Two Batman is actually like a real good villain, a real good hero to build off. Because if this the Earth Two Batman, that means that we need Earth Two Wonder Woman, we need Earth Two Aquaman, uh, unless they plan on combining it with the, which I think, in my opinion, could be like a good thing. In my opinion, that just me. That just me. If it's actually a good thing, which I think, in my opinion, it actually is. Which I think, in my opinion, could be a good, bad, everything in between. But that's just me. For me, in my opinion, it could be a good or bad thing. But the thing about, for me, which I do want to see in the future, just dealing with these type of issues, I think, just dealing with the issues, dealing with Batman movies, is like, um I want to see, I want to see this version of Bruce Wayne being able, I think, to do business. Is that just me, in my opinion? Because think about this Batman right here, do need to do business, which I think, in my opinion, like in the next movie, for me, right, in my opinion, if this Batman able to do business in the next movie, and him balancing out, of him just being like Batman, Robin, and him being the future of him in the future, which I think, in my opinion, could be. It could be the new Batman in the future, but I think Ben Affleck Batman is actually the future. Is still a future Batman, but that's just me, in my opinion, and that's what I want to see about it. But everybody different. But everybody different based on that. Some people think this Batman in the future. Other people think it's Ben Affleck Batman's to the future. But the thing about, for me, if this Batman right here, if this Batman right here is the future Batman, is that this Batman, I think, in my opinion, do need to, if this the future Batman for this Earth, that means that this Batman, for me, needs some more skills. Then that just me. This Batman do need a future Batman. They do need future Batmans, which I think, in my opinion, future movies of Batman, of this Batman, do need to, like, in my opinion, know how to be a playboy. Next movie, he gotta be a playboy next movie, because everybody, if he not being the playboy or something like that, it, everybody claim him to be. But the thing about it, everybody different on that part. Some people like Bruce Wayne being a playboy, some people don't. But the thing about me, it's like Bruce Wayne being a playboy is, it's just a part of him just being Batman. If people don't get that, is that because, like, for me, right, in my opinion, is that this movie right here, be because like for me, in my opinion, for this movie to be like a Bruce Wayne type Batman, which I think this movie is really good movie. But this Batman wasn't Batman, if y'all know what I mean. Because think about it, if you look at this Batman compared to other Batman, it's something like this Batman skill wasn't as well. This Batman right here wasn't as well, in my opinion. Because I just me, because I just me, in my opinion, and stuff like that. But some people will like it, some people don't. But this Batman movie, which I think, in my opinion, was one of the it's it's a it's a good DCU movie. It sounds like top four, top three movie in DCU. I probably gotta look at all the movies and stuff like that as it is just after Flashpoint. I think, in my opinion. But if y'all got any questions about the movie that y'all want me to answer, then I could. If y'all want me to do it, if y'all want me to look at it and stuff like that, in my opinion. But that's just me, in my opinion, about that. Because like some of the characters, because like for me, right, kind of like the characters I was actually like, it's like Zoe Kravitz character right here, Catwoman right here, this character right here, it's actually like a good character. I actually like her character in this movie, but Catwoman in the comic books, I think she's white, but but they cast her to do the role, and she did it right. But but kind of like things I want to see and stuff like that. It's like it kind of like uh kind of like for me, and kind of like for me, in my opinion, and stuff like that. Um, just for like for me, right, in my opinion and stuff like that. But everybody's different, and that's kind of like for me, in my opinion, about that. But everybody is different. It's time for like for Batman. Um, it's kind of like for me, in my opinion, and stuff like that. It's kind of like some people like it, some people don't. But this Batman for me is like more serious than the Christian Bale Batman. But the skills wasn't there. If y'all know what I mean by that, because if you look at it, this where's the League of Shadows? Because if you look at it, this Bruce Wayne supposed to have been trained by the League of Shadows, and where were these skills at? Because like the Batman movie was good, everything like that, and the actions and stuff like that was good. But 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 guess what, people? Where is, like, in my opinion, the League of Shadows? I don't get it. I don't get it. Where's the League of Shadows? Where is League of Shadows skills at? Because because you look at the other movies, Christian Bale, Ben Affleck, both of them, both of them, the Ben Affleck Batman was more skilled overall, in my opinion. The Ben Affleck Batman is more skilled fighter wise, everything like that. And the thing with them in the next movie, so they do need to show Ra's al Ghul next movie. I think, in my opinion, and plus for me, if it show Ra's al Ghul next movie, it should try to, like, in my opinion, up his skill as Batman and force him to train which I think, in my opinion, the next movie, because think about it, I don't think bringing in Joker for the second movie is smart. This should save him to the third movie and just showing Joker doing things behind the scenes of him doing this, doing that, and stuff like that. Just doing little stuff, but things by the time the third movie come up, he pop up, he being the Joker, everything else like that in the third movie. I I think, sound like in my opinion, if they want to do a 4-part movie for Batman, I'm good with that as well. I good with a 4-part movie. Just anybody, if anybody in the chat just got questions about of just being Batman and anything else like that, then then y'all could ask me a question if y'all got a question about the movie. Because like, for me, the parts I didn't like is like it's like Ron Pattinson Batman not being able to figure out um the final piece of the puzzle, because then we all know that Batman figure out all the stuff, I think, before he see his villains, and that just and for him to tell his villains he figure out everything, he actually do it. But this Batman right here, year two, did not figure out everything. On the wall just break down and stuff like that. It was sound like the mayor lady in this movie. She was stubborn, which was a dumb thing in the first place. Because think about it, why would you be stubborn in the city, which you know is kind of lawless in the first place? And sound like one of the good police just try to bring you to safety and put you saying something. No, trying to do the right thing, and just being the right thing got you shot and almost killed, like, in my opinion. And this Batman is kind of more brutal, I think, in my opinion, this movie. Because this Batman is more brutal than the Ben Affleck Batman, I think. That's just me. But because people like this Batman and being brutal and stuff like that. But the people didn't have the same energy for this one. They had it for the Ben Affleck Batman. That's just me. That's just me, in my opinion. Because some people they hyping this movie up, they like this movie and stuff like that. Some of the people who like the Ben Affleck Batman, we did not have a problem with them about the Batman being brutal to a point. We don't. But these other people who tell us some that just the no kill rule and stuff like that dealing with Batman, who like this Batman and stuff like that, but it didn't like Ben Affleck version of Batman. And then those were hypocrites, I think, in my opinion. But that's just me. And kind of like for Catwoman, Zoe Price Catwoman is not bad, but in this movie, this should show Bruce Wayne upgrading his suit throughout this movie and stuff like that. Upgrade his suit, just show him just having different suits and him building different suits, I think, in my opinion. And Alfred in this movie, Andy Serkis, he actually did a good job in this movie. He wasn't a bad Alfred, in my opinion. He was actually a bad butler, a bad Alfred in this thing. He was actually a good version of Alfred. He was actually a spy and stuff like that. But because then, in my opinion, this Alfred might have been like he was a spy, to say this Alfred. In my opinion, he was actually like a good thing. In my opinion, he was actually good, which kind of was surprising of him just being like a good version of Alfred. So it's actually a good thing, in my opinion. It's actually a good thing, in my opinion, and stuff like that. Sound like some people like it, some people don't. But the kind of things, in my opinion, that I want to see in the future dealing with this franchise is like if they got I want to see a Robin or a Nightwing or something like that in the future. But the thing about me is like I don't want to see a kid Robin now. That's just me. I don't want to see a kid Robin. I want to see a grown version of a teenager or a grown version of Robin in the future of this franchise. Because the thing about it about this franchise is like I want to see a good movie with a grown Robin of him working together with Batman. I think, in my opinion, that actually be the good thing, and Batman struggling just have to train people and work together for other people. I think, in my opinion, it's actually a good thing for me. Like, in my opinion, so that just me, that just me in my opinion about that. And kind of like the next thing that I want to see in the future is this franchise is like I want to see Bruce Wayne um work on weapons, just to upgrade his suits in the future, or showing him building it without for help. I think, in my opinion, that would actually be like a good thing. Like, I want to see like for the next movie, and showing Batman evolving based on the villain he got. Because think about it, if going with the Riddler, you would need like night vision, be able to see stuff in the wall for him seeing the Riddler, Jokers, and stuff like that. Joker type of stuff, everything like that. If y'all know what I mean by that. And they saying like doing this movie was actually not a bad movie. This movie action was actually, in my opinion, well choreographed, in my opinion. Well choreographed. I like the setting of each action pieces. Because you look at the music and stuff like that, you look at the music, the sign and stuff like that, everything like that. In my opinion, that people don't be getting, which I think, in my opinion, could be a good or a bad thing, but everybody different on that part. And kind of like the good thing that I want to see next in this movie, the next character in this movie that actually was good and actually was surprising to me was the Penguin. I like the Penguin in this movie because this penguin right here, this penguin, this movie was actually surprisingly good. It was a good penguin in this movie, and for the person that played it, Colin Farrell. Just just in case y'all didn't know who played this penguin in this movie, in this Batman movie with Colin Farrell. And the funny thing about it, I didn't even know that was Colin Farrell just until I did my research and stuff on it not so long ago. Because think about it, if you didn't, in my opinion, do your research who was playing the penguin, you would have think it was somebody else. But but the thing about it, he was actually a real good. He was a real good character in this movie. And it sounds like, in my opinion, just doing a chase scene that he was kind of funny, and he was kind of funny with his one line in the movie talking about, I got you, I got you, you didn't got me. I was saying to myself, he was celebrating too early. And just when the Batman character just had breakthrough, that just that flame, just doing that car chase thing. Ooh, and he hit the penguin and stuff like that. And oh man, boy, that was a funny scene. That was a funny scene with the penguin had said that one line. Be, be, because at first, um, I thought that penguin did get him, but shucks, but the penguin should have known that Batman is always prepared for most stuff. And and that's just me, in my opinion about it. Um, and kind of like the end of they were showing the Riddler in this movie. I think in my opinion that this Riddler, in my opinion, was actually more sadistic, and you could tell that the Riddler wasn't really a fighter because then, but if you look at the way um he killed his people, he made sure that his victim wasn't looking when he did it. If we look at, it, in my opinion, and he learned that, and he sneaks to the house because that we all know, like if this Riddler had skills and something like Deathstroke or at least half of Deathstroke and stuff like that, is that he wouldn't have been sneaking up on him. He would have just trying to fight him head up, in my opinion, and he would have tried to. But this version of Riddler cannot, in my opinion, fight, which I'm not disappointed by. I am not disappointed by that. If you look at the relationship in between Catwoman and Batman, you could tell that it was something there. And just at the end of the movie, you could tell that the Rock Paxton still wanted to be in Gotham, and Catwoman wanted to spread her wings and stuff like that and leave. I think, in my opinion, which could be a good or bad thing, but the thing about my opinion is like I don't actually think it's actually a bad thing that he wanted to, like, in my opinion, it's not actually a bad thing that he wanted to leave, which I think, in my opinion, it's not actually a bad thing, which I think, in my opinion, could be a bad, good, and everything in between, which I think, in my opinion, which could be a good or bad thing for some people. But the thing about like, in my opinion, right, in my opinion, but if they wanted to next movie to be like next movie, um, I saw the twins. The twins was done. Um, if you look at the Falconer stuff and all that, they was showing like the twins in between and stuff like that. They was showing the twins. If y'all know Dumber and Dumber, but in the Batman lore, is that you would know that these two, it sound like the muscle dumb people that's in Batman lore. If y'all play DC Universe, like in the Batman stuff, then y'all know who the twins is and stuff like that. Dumb and Dumber seem like, because like the two twins could be dangerous if they get their hands on you and stuff like that. Which I think, in my opinion, they could be dangerous, but they're dumb, but they don't know how to use their smartness most of the time, or they not smart at all. Sound like, in my opinion, if this and that this penguin supposed to have his own spin-off show, which I don't get how he gotta get his own spin-off show if Batman out there stopping crime, which I don't get how he's supposed to do that. Unless this is the Penguin show before the Batman came into power, which I think, in my opinion, could be a good or bad thing or something like that. But the thing about it, if this is before the Batman came back, then I will understand how this Batman, which I think, in my opinion, I will understand how this Penguin, which I think, in my opinion, came in and just became, like, in my opinion, the big fish, which I think, in my opinion, could have been. But everybody different on that. And kind of seeing like um which people, which I don't get, could be a good or bad thing, but everybody different though, which I think, in my opinion, could have been. It could be a good or bad thing, but everybody different on that part. But kind of other stuff I want to see, just dealing with this Batman in the future, is like I want to see like a shorter movie for next movie. Because a movie being like 3 hours is not actually bad, but the thing about it, just have more action scenes in it, just for like more people to be like not saying that the movie kind of boring. Because the movie wasn't boring to me because that's what I'm used to comic book movies being long. But for the general public might not be used to it. If y'all know what I mean by that. Because if you look at it, I think the next Batman movie needs to have action scenes to it, more action scenes, more more like suspense. I think, and like in the next movie, that'd be a good thing. Just more just more suspense. I think, in my opinion, could be a good thing. Just just dealing with the next Batman. And this Batman movie, which I think for the next one, if they gonna get like a next Batman movie, I think this do. I think this Batman do deserve $1 billion. I think $1 billion or more, which I think, in my opinion, could be a good or a bad thing. But everybody different on that. But that's just me. But just me, in my opinion, which I think could be good, bad, and stuff like that. But everybody is different based on certain parts. Um, because like for some things, some people like it. Some things, some people don't. Everybody is different time for certain stuff. Everybody different time for certain stuff, which I think could be a good or bad thing. And kind of like for me, right, which I think, right, could be good or bad thing, stuff like that. Is sound like for me is sound like for me, right, and of my opinion, um, kind of like next things I want to see from them. It says, sound like next things that I want to see up in the next Batman movie, if they can do it, is like this should show Batman like in the next movie with the legal shadows, with the legal shadows, or these, or at least some kind of traces of them in the next movie. Because think about it, if this not the prime Batman, then they need to show at least some type of skills. I think of him just advancing, or uh, him training, just doing certain stuff. Because that's what we know. We know Batman train in different martial arts. If y'all know what I mean by that, because we all know, based on Batman, his types of fights he like to do. Batman's kind of nimble. He's kind of nimble at a point. He kind of nimble. Batman for me, he like depending on the build of Batman. All builds of Batman know how to fight. All of them, all of them just have weapons, and all Batman's involved as just as the villains involved. I think, and kind of like the Batman, kind of like just do investigations that he involved based on the case, and just based on how long he was doing it. In my opinion, that that's just me. That just me, in my opinion. Just what Batman's do. Batman's involved, and Batman make weapons just for anything. And just in my opinion. But kind of like the next movie, right? If they make a movie based on Arkham Asylum or something like that, sound like the game or something like the first game, sound like he is in the future, which in 5 6 years after Batman, and plus the thing about it, he ended up being trapped inside Arkham, and he gotta fight his way out. And that will mean in that movie is that they need to introduce of him getting out. I think, in my opinion, of him being like introduced to a Robin song like that. That's just me. It's just me because you need a Robin and somebody in this movie, or something like, or just use the Ben Affleck Batman just to introduce a Red Hood or something like that. Because they might in this future they do need more stuff, and everybody different on that. But that just me, like in my opinion, based on the future of this franchise. Um, if this is a year two Batman, that means in the next movie it need to be at least about 2 or 3 years or even more past of him being Batman, and him and the years him being past be Batman beside this movie. It's like they need to show him. They need to show him being able to build stuff. Him being able to build stuff. Him being able to fight better. Because this movie, he could have fight and he was more brutal. But the thing is, in my opinion, it's like he was getting hit by gunshots when a Batman should have known what this got hit by. In my opinion, that just me. Y'all could agree, disagree. It's up to y'all, in my opinion. Because think about it, he wasn't like Bruce Wayne in this movie. Because if you look at other Batmans, it's like the other Batman still killing Bruce Wayne and Batman at the same time, and and, and kind of like in Batman Begins, Christian Bale still was a Bruce Wayne, and he was also Batman at just at the same time. In my opinion, he could have been both, but everybody is different on that part, and and and, and just before I go, everything like that. If anybody if anybody in the chat just got questions, ask me something like that, then 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 I'll be glad to answer 'em if you got any questions. If y'all looking at the replay, then then I can look at then 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 y'all can type y'all questions in the chat. If y'all got any opinions, then y'all can put it in the comment section. If y'all any questions to ask me, anything like that about this movie, put in the comment section. Um, Goodbye YouTube, goodbye Twitch. I will see y'all later. I will see y'all later and see y'all next time.